Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and come on in. Come on into my crafting room. I see nobody's on yet, so I'm just talking to myself. But I know those of you that are watching the replay can hear this beginning part. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes to wait for this to show up in the stream. And I hope it's working. Let's see here. Good morning, Natalie. So happy to see your name and your comment. I was beginning to panic for a second that this wasn't working. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to sip my coffee. Oh, this is taking a while today. I hope that this is all working. Natalie, can you see and hear me okay? If you can confirm, that would be awesome. It feels a little strange today. Good morning, Betty. Hello, hello. Okay, there we go. So there's this little eyeball thing in the top left corner, and it normally, as soon as I go live, it starts to show the number going up, but it was sitting at 0 even after I saw some of your comments. So that was kind of worrying me. Anyways, it's all good. Hello and welcome to a Sunday morning coffee and a card. For those that are watching for the first time, my name is Zara Premji, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach from Ontario, Canada. And those of you that are watching again, and you've been here before, I want to thank you so much for being here. It always just makes my heart super full to be able to enjoy Sunday mornings with you and to craft with you. I do apologize that I missed last Sunday. We were at the cottage. I posted a small video. We were at in Huntsville in Muskoka at a place called Fairy Lake. We had rented a cottage. It was beautiful. Like the cottage was like just beautifully appointed. It was very modern, but had a really nice rustic feel. It was right on the water. They had a beautiful dock and the lake was swimmable. So the kids were jumping in there. They had kayaks. We had gotten some inflatable rafts, so we hung out on there a little bit. It was just so beautiful. The only thing about this, and this could be seen as a good thing or a bad thing, was there was 90 steps, 90 wooden steps to get from the cottage down to the dock. So like going down was not a problem, but coming up, oh my goodness, the glutes were burning. So had a good little workout. But anyway, that's why I missed last week, but I am back today and I'm happy to see all of your names and your comments. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning, Betty. Thank you for sharing, Sonia. Good morning, Kathy. Glad you're having a beautiful day in Minnesota. It's actually really bright and sunny and hot here right now, but the forecast is calling for like 70% chance of thunderstorms all day. So good morning, Shams. Nice to see you. Good morning, Shirley. Hello, Linda, Carmen. Karen, it's the first time catching me live. Thank you. I hope I don't feel any pressure at all, but I hope that this is fun for you. Please continue to comment and enjoy chatting with the other amazing ladies that are on. And I'm going to get started with crafting. A, because I know that's why you're probably here. And B, because I have a date with my daughter. We're going to the world. Is it the world? It's called the Barbie Experience. Okay. So, my daughter is not, I mean, she's not like totally into Barbie, but I wanted to just do something with her and thought this might be a fun thing. So we're going with a friend and her daughters, and we're going to go hang out at the Barbie Experience. And so I need to be done by 11:45. And so that's going to keep me on track and keep me maybe like not chatting so much today. Good morning, Antoinette. Spending my morning crafting and catching you live. That makes me feel so good. Thank you. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Judy. Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm going to sip my coffee and then we're going to get to work, okay? Okay, first things first, I want to talk a little bit about my upcoming stamp camp. So if you're on my email list, you would have gotten kind of the history of stamp camp. I think I've done at least 20 stamp camps. I've been doing them since 2015, and I do them 3 times a year. They are probably my most popular and well-attended event. Obviously, well, in the beginning, maybe this isn't obvious. In the beginning, I did them in person. And then when the pandemic hit, I wanted to shift it to doing it virtually so that people would still have the opportunity to get that sort of crafty retreat experience, to be able to have all the projects designed for them, to be able to just spend the day crafting and just taking the time out for yourself in a really fun, creative environment. And so the virtual ones have been happening since 2020. I think this might be my 5th or 6th virtual. No, it's probably more than that. I think this might be my 8th virtual. And I'm partnering with my friend Jamie Babarzi, who's in upstate New York. Now, today is the last day to register for Stamp Camp, and it's almost full. So I have about 8 spots left. It is open to anyone in Canada or in the US. So if you're in Canada, you will register with me. And if you are in the US, you will register with Jamie, but it's one event, okay? It's just that we can't ship product cross border. So I can't send product to US residents, and Jamie can't do it, send it to Canadian. So what's really nice about this is we are like having people from Canada and the US. We even have people that have family members in the other country that can join so that they're actually crafting together. So, oh, thank you, Sonia. I'm going to have to show this comment here. Sonia says the retreats are amazing. So Sonia has supported us amazingly and attends all of our events and always has wonderful feedback. So thank you so much for sharing that, Sonia. Today is the last day to register. You can find the info on the events page, in the events section of my on my Facebook page. And there's also a link here. So it's a bit.ly link. So I'll leave it up there for a moment to let you capture that if you are interested in registering. If you're in Canada and you go to my link, you will in the description see a link to Jamie's. Sorry, if you're in Canada, you're going to register with me. If you're in the US and you click on my link, you will see a link to Jamie's registration. So make sure you click that and go there. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Stamp Camp and what it's about, okay? So when I first started Stamp Camp, I felt like it was a really nice opportunity to give people a chance to play with new product. So every time a new catalog comes out, I do a new Stamp Camp. So the way that Stamp Camp works is you will make 10 different cards, okay? So, but the cards are already designed. So you don't actually have to be designing anything unless you want to change up what we've done. You will get a package in the mail, and it will include all of your packets for the card making. So I actually have one kit left from the last Stamp Camp, and I'm going to just show you kind of how it came packaged. First of all, I'm going to show you this cute little tag. So in your package, you get all of these card kits, okay? So actually, let me flip this. Okay, so I'm going to move this. Hopefully you've captured it. I'll put it up again later. So what you see here are envelopes with card kits. Okay, so all the cardstock is cut for you, as well as most of the die cutting, embossing, all of those kind of pieces that we don't want you to have to spend a ton of time doing is done for you and included in the card packet. What is not done for you is cutting of your designer series paper, which we walk you through during the tutorial. So step by step, we'll walk you through. So everybody is cutting their paper together. We're making the cards together, but we demonstrate on camera how it's all done, and we give you measurements. So we cut that together. And the reason we do that is so that you can choose if you want to use a different pattern on your designer series paper on your card, okay? We also include gifts. So this is a little pillow gift. This had Biscoff cookies and tea bags in it because we used the tea theme. And then I don't know if you can see this, but there was this magnetic notepad, and we wrapped it with a cute little belly band. So we also show you other ways to use the products that we're using. So like we choose 2 bundles, and then we show you other projects. So you have a total of 12 projects that you can then duplicate, so you don't have to worry about kind of designing and creating. You also get a goodie bag of product. So in this one, we had 2 different types of gems. We had linen thread. We had the designer series paper for both the tea and the Happiness Abounds suite, okay? So lots of goodies included in your Stamp Camp package. And then we have everything done virtually, and we also will house it in a separate Facebook group. Okay, Linda, if you click on that link, you know what I'll do after the live, I'm going to post my link to my registration. And then when you click on that and you just go through the top, there is a link to Jamie's registration. It actually says If you're in the US, register here with Jamie. Okay, so I'll give you that. And then if you still are not able to find it, just send me a message and I will get that to you. So I will follow up on this one for you, Linda. Okay, so are you guys ready to get crafting? You want me to tell you which 2 bundles we're using for Stamp Camp? So those that have already registered will already know we are using 2 different bundles from the Holiday Catalog. We didn't want to do, because of the time of year, it's happening September 24th. So because we're before kind of the fall and Thanksgiving season, we wanted to do kind of a combination of Christmas and fall. Now, so the Christmas stamp set that we chose is called Spruced Up, and it comes with coordinating dies. So some of the die cutting for Stamp Camp you will do on your own with the dies that you have. And if you don't have them, you can just kind of fussy cut your shapes or just kind of, you know, wing it. Okay, so you could do it a little differently. So that's the first one. And then the other one that we're using is this gorgeous stamp set called Fond of Autumn, and again comes with coordinating dies. So we have had lots of people that will modify and use different stamp sets all together. So it's not mandatory that you have these. You will want them if you want your cards to look like ours. But if you're like, you know what, I'm good with what I have a lot of Christmas and fall stamp sets, you can work with what you have and change up your cards. Okay, so the one thing that we really loved about this set is that while it has autumn sentiments, it has autumn wishes, it also has so many other sentiments. When I say so many, I mean 4 other sentiments, actually 5, that are not fall themed. So the versatility of this stamp set is really quite great. So happy thoughts of you, sending many thanks, I'm so fond of you, thank you, and just a note. Okay, so you can use them for fall cards, but it's great because you can also use them for others. So without further ado, because I said I wasn't going to talk too much, and oh my goodness, I'm talking a lot, I am going to get started with one of the cards. So if you don't like seeing the card, look away because I am about to show you the card. So the first one I'm using is the Spruced Up. I'm going to do the Christmas one first, and then I'll do the autumn one second. And the autumn one, I'm not actually going to maybe finish the whole card, but I'm going to show you different steps so that you can see how I put it together. So this is the Spruced Up stamp set. It is a photopolymer, which means it's clear all the way through. It's got 17 stamps, and then the dies are super cute. It's called Spruced Up Outline Dies. And good morning, Shelly. Thank you for joining. So it has these different outline dies. So they will cut the images in the stamp set. So I'm showing you here. If you take this die, it will cut out the tree that you stamp, but it will also cut out an outline. So not only do you have the tree die cut, you also have an outline of the tree that looks something like this. Okay, so you can see the outline, and it'll do, so it's basically doing 2 die cuts for you at once. So I love that because you guys know I'm a lazy stamper and I like to work smarter and not harder. And so let's get started. Here is the card. So I went a little non-traditional, so hopefully this doesn't offend anybody. I always love doing non-traditional Christmas cards, and if you're meeting me for the first time, I love pink, so anything that I can throw pink on is my jam. So here's the card. Okay, it's bright, colorful, whimsical. It's just super fun. There are obviously, like, you can make this a very traditional card as well by just changing up the colors. I use the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper, which has like so many different colors in it. So there's reds, there's greens, all sorts of different colors, but I decided to go with the black and white. So let me show you how I put this card together. I'm going to just one more sip and then move it out of the way. This is my first coffee of the day, which is unlike me. I normally have had, I'm usually on to my second by now. But I did a workout today, guys. I woke up early and I did a little workout, and then I just finished cutting for today's live. And then I went and showered and got ready because we got to leave right after. Okay. So I am using Parakeet Party, and I'm just going to reach over and grab my bone folder, pardon my arm. So this is Parakeet Party, which you know what, I love this color, but I haven't used it too much yet. And then I've got a piece of the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. So there are 2 different patterns, obviously, on each side. I'm going to just go ahead and stick this down because otherwise I might lose it. So this is the only thing that I'm going to stick down first. I don't want to do the rest yet. Okay. And now we're going to do some die cutting. So I'm going to grab my Spruced Up dies. And I'm using the 2 different size trees, okay? So I've got the large tree and I've got the small tree. Good morning, Sandy. Shelly says, I love a non-traditional color scheme for Christmas as well. Pink and blue is my fave. Oh, well, you know what, Shelly, I think we've established that you and I have very similar taste in our colors and crafting. So I'm glad you're here for this one. Okay, today I actually remembered to bring my cut and emboss machine. So, oh, that's really, okay, hold on. Let me adjust this a little. Okay. And I'll move Shelly's comment out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, good morning, Sandy. All right, so I've got my cut and emboss machine and I'm gonna run them through at the same time, okay? So I'm gonna do one small, one big. So I will do my parakeet party. I almost called that lemon lime twist. That's another color we used to have that was bright green. So I've got them here. Okay, doing 2 at once. Where's my clear plate? Oh, it's underneath. Never mind. So I'm going to cut this. I'm trying so hard not to hit my coffee, which is like right in front of my cut and emboss machine. So tell me, is anybody making Christmas cards yet? I know that there are those of you who who are doing them year round. So tell me in the comments, put a 1 if you are already starting to think about your Christmas cards, and a 2 if you're like, I'm mad at you, Zara, for even talking about Christmas cards today. So 1 or a 2, which one are you? I would love to know. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut out my other trees. This is polished pink, and this is pool party. Now listen, I always say this is my disclaimer. Do not fret if you do not have what I'm using, okay? You can always use the layout, and even if you're not making a Christmas card, you can use the layout and just do something similar with what you do have. The idea here is to just get you crafting and out of that sort of being stuck on like, what should I make? What should I design? I just want you to take action. I just want you to get going and start with your crafting, okay? The rest will come. The ideas will come. So I always love sharing layouts that are easily duplicatable and really will hopefully inspire you to get going. Let me see what people are saying. Karen is a 1. Karen is thinking about Christmas cards. She's not mad at me. Tell me, friends, tell me, are you a 1 or a 2? 1, are you thinking about Christmas cards already, or are you a 2 and you're like, ew, why are we talking about Christmas? I'm waiting to see your comments. Oh, Linda says way too hot for me to think about Christmas yet. I know, it's hot here too. And I probably wouldn't have started thinking about Christmas, except I'm designing for Holiday Stamp Camp and I have to do, okay, hold on. I have to pause and show you guys Betty's comment. She's made 80 so far. 80, my goodness. Betty, you are a machine. Okay, let me tell you what I'm doing here. Okay, hold on. So good morning, Kathleen. Judy's like 1, but only thinking, not yet making. Okay, that's fair. Debbie's saying it's too early. Sandy's saying 2, I'll start on Halloween. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. To each their own. Listen, if I wasn't a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and, you know, like I said, designing for an event and needing to do Christmas, I probably wouldn't either. Why does my liquid glue decide not to work for me right now? Literally every other time I used it, it was fine. Okay, I have a little stick pin here. You guys keep seeing my arm reaching across the screen. Okay. I feel like this is going to come and bubble up somewhere. So I'm going to just get a piece of scrap paper. Okay. There's a little bit of goop in that. It helps if you use liquid glue, just keep a stick pin. This is so hard to see, I know, but just keep a stick pin somewhere nearby. And you can even take some washi tape and just tape it to you can tape it right to your glue bottle so that you have it there and can use it if you need it. Okay, now that this is working, let's glue some of these on. So I am gluing these onto I've got vellum here, and I decided to use vellum because I wanted to just mute a little bit of that black and white pattern so that it's not kind of so loud. Okay, but I'm not sticking it down yet. I am just arranging my trees, and I'm starting with the solid one. So I'm using 2 outlines, 2 solid. Here goes the pink. This is not a color combination that I would have chosen, and it actually was inspired by Claire Daly, who is a demonstrator in Australia. And I came across her card when I was on Google yesterday, and I was like, ooh, I like that. So I changed mine up a little bit. What did I do with my, oh, there we go. I changed mine up a little bit. I used different paper on mine, and I think I may have changed up the colors a little, but I love this card. I love black and white with pops of color. So we are going to lay this down. Melissa, I am using the Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper. It is in the Holiday Catalog. It is like a mega pack. There are, I think, 48 sheets in there, and it's a mega pack. And it's got like all sorts of different colors and patterns. Well, it's all gingham. But yeah, it's super cute. So today I'm going a little whimsical. The cards that I'm making, that I've designed for Stamp Camp are maybe a little less whimsical. Like they're fun, but they're not like this. But you could, if you were to join Stamp Camp and you had this bundle, you can absolutely make this card, I guarantee you, because you might or might not be getting a little bit of that paper, spoiler alert, for some of the cards that you'll be making, but not the Christmas ones. Okay, here's what I'm doing next. I'm taking my liquid glue and I'm just putting it kind of behind where the trees are on the vellum, okay? So I don't want kind of massive dots of glue because I find that it shows. And I'm actually going to take a tiny bit of seal and then I'm going to stick it down onto my card. Okay, so this just allows your vellum to not kind of pop up off the designer series paper. You can still see it a little bit. It's okay. It's all good. Okay, so now we are going to cut our sentiments. Now I already heat embossed in advance, but I wanted to show you something. There are 2 sentiments that I've used. One says, may it be yours this holiday season. And I think this is supposed to be an inside of card stamp because there's one that says here, whatever brings you happiness. And then you could put on the inside, may it be yours this holiday season. Now I wanted just the holiday season and happy, okay? So I have heat embossed both of them and I'm just going to trim and use what I need. So you can see the possibilities are endless with the mixing and matching of sentiments, okay? It's kind of like we talked about paper dolls a while back and how you can, you know, how you could dress them and change up their clothing. You can kind of do the same thing with your sentiments. Don't ask me why that analogy just popped into my head. I say what I think sometimes. I say what pops into my mind without thinking is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it serves me well, sometimes not. Okay. Oh, I don't love the way I cut that, but it's okay. All right. So this is going over here. We're going to put happy holiday season. Going to grab some mini dimensionals. Good morning, Darlene. It's okay to be late. I hope that you were sleeping in or just relaxing or just chilling. Hopefully it's been a good, easy morning for everybody. Mornings are never, I have to say, in this household with 3 kids, I would say mornings are never really that easy, which is why we really lapped it up at the cottage. Like we were like lazy mornings. We would get up. We would get up early still, and then we would just kind of chill. They had this beautiful Muskoka room, and I would just have my coffee in there. I would read. I was journaling a little bit. Like it was just so nice. Hello, my friend Jamie. I mentioned your ears must have been burning because I said your name like 8 times. So we have some friends on that are interested in joining Stamp Camp, and one of them is in upstate New York. So I'm going to send her your link and she can register with you. So today is the last day for registration for Stamp Camp. Okay, so we have to, Jamie and I have been working on our designing, and we're both traveling to New Orleans this week. Sorry, New Orleans. I learned yesterday on Instagram that I'm not saying it right. So we're traveling to New Orleans this week. This will be the first time that Jamie and I are meeting in person. We've like spent hours and hours talking and exchanging text messages and crafting together, but we've never met in person. Anyway, so we have to get our orders in tomorrow or Tuesday at the latest. And so we're closing our Stamp Camp registration tonight. And I will pop the link in the description so that if you are interested and don't want to miss out and have FOMO when we start posting all the pictures, you'll definitely want to join us, okay? And then you get to spend the day with Jamie and I, which I don't know, I think we're kind of fun. Am I being a little braggy there? I think we're fun, aren't we, Jamie? Okay, here we go. I'm adding some gems now. I should stop talking and tell you what I'm doing. I'm adding some of these 2021-23 in color opal rounds. These are beautiful. And I'm gonna do like 3 at the top. I'm using the polished pink ones because, you know, pink. And then I'm gonna put 2 at the bottom. Maybe like right here. Okay, there we go. The card's done. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you guys like it? It is loud. I can see on the screen my lighting is not great, so it looks even louder, but I just wanted to do kind of a fun, non-traditional, whimsical card. Thank you. Thanks, Melissa. So again, like I said, if you're just jumping on, if you're offended by these colors, no problem. I'm fine with that. Like I'm fine with not everyone loving, you know, the color choices that I make, but just know, kind of picture this with with more traditional colors if that's more your jam. So you can do the reds and greens and, you know, blues and silvers if that's more your thing. The possibilities are endless. And the other thing I wanted to mention to you when you are die cutting these trees is, so I used 2 of the inside parts and 2 of the outlines, but I now have the opposites. So I could literally go ahead and make another card using what's left over. Okay, so again, working smarter, not harder. It's just a really, really good, it's a really good set of dies. I really like it. Okay, so let me tidy this up because we're gonna move on to the autumn card. What time do I have? 10:30. Okay, we're good. Hang in there with me for a little bit longer. This card will not take quite as long because I have already done some of the steps and I might not kind of walk you through all the way to the end, but I will show you the finished card. Okay, so this is using our other set called Fond of Autumn. And it's beautiful. The image that you can color in or just leave stamped and not colored is stunning. So here we go. Do you guys want to see the card first? I think I want to show it to you because I feel like, yes, those parts with a pink base would be awesome. Cindy's saying very Nightmare Before Christmas. Yes, Cindy loves it. So I'm glad. All right. Just seeing if there's any questions. Hello, Amy. Hello, Bernae. Okay, we've got one more, guys. Hang out with me for a little longer. We've got one more card. This one is going to be far less like colorful. Okay, it still has color, but it's a little bit more muted and not quite so Nightmare Before Christmas. So look away if you don't want to see the card I'm about to show you. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is the Fond of Autumn bundle. And again, going kind of non-traditional, I didn't do a fall themed card. I wanted to show you that while it's called Fond of Autumn, you can use this stamp set and bundle year round. Okay, so I know that that's something that we are kind of selective about is, can I use it for more than one season? And if not, sometimes we're a bit limited. We want to make sure we're not spending money on things that we won't be able to use for a long time. But this I thought was a really nice card that would work for any time of year. And you could change up the colors and make it more fall themed, which you'll see some samples of that at Stamp Camp. So let me just show you. Yes, you're gonna have to buy that paper, Shelly, or you might just get some somewhere. Okay, let's do the stamping and die cutting. Maybe I will, if I can find my bone folder. Here we go. Let me do the same thing. I'm just gonna stick down my designer series paper. And I am using, so this is the side that I'm not using. You can see that it's still the same colors, but it's just a little less light than the two shades on this side. So I wanted it a little lighter since I'm going kind of tone on tone. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing here. There we go. So if you like these cards and you like my design style, Jamie and I have very similar design styles. I think I don't even know what we would describe. It's simple but pretty. Sorry, I've already heat embossed my sentiment there. Then you definitely want to hang out with us at Stamp Camp because you will make 10 different cards that are designed by Jamie and I. So it's going to be super fun. And so I'm using gray granite ink. Okay, I wanted to use just add like kind of a soft gray to this. So gray granite is a really good color. It's really warm, but it's gray. So it's like more like a greige, I guess you could say. Okay, Cindy agrees with you, Shelly, that she's going to need this paper. And Cindy, there's a lot of like black and white and orange for your Halloween loving heart. Okay, so we've got that stamped. So now here's one thing that you might not know about these dies if you don't have them yet, okay? So you see this one image here. What you might not see though is that there's actually like a separation between different clusters of the leaves and the flowers. And I'm gonna show you how we get to cut that out and make it into 4 different little pieces, okay? So we've got that. I'm gonna grab my cut and emboss machine, move this stuff to the side. I feel like I'm gonna end up doing this whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. So I've got this here. Now, if you have, if you don't already use Post-it tape or washi tape for when you need to die cut an image, I would say that that is a game changer. So when you put this down and you put down your dies, especially if your plates are warped, so my clear plates are a little curved, then the die will bounce around as you are running it through, and then you won't get the cleanest cut. So I just take my Post-it tape. I've shared this before. It looks like this labeling and cover-up tape. And I reuse one piece. So this stuff lasts a really long time. You can get it from Amazon. I think I've seen it on Walmart. But also if you have washi tape, that would work as long as it's not too tacky. So I'm gonna stick that down. And by tacky, I don't mean like tacky, I mean too sticky. Okay, so I'm gonna run this through. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna take these off and you see that we have 1, 2, 3, these are separate. And then the one that's still stuck in my die, which I will pull out, is 4, okay? So you can see the acorns in there. It's just so pretty, so nifty, like that you can do that all at once. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a shim because this one is a detailed die and I want to make sure that it cuts all the way through. Okay, so I've got my gray granite here. I'm going to put a little bit of cardstock underneath the plate like that. Okay, so this is just kind of creating a shim. And that's going to add a little bit of thickness to it, okay? So when you have really detailed dies, you may find that sometimes when you run them through the cut and emboss machine, again, especially if your plates are a little bit curved, that they will not cut all the way through. So this is the detailed die here. And I'm going to really hope that this works. I used my magnetic plate earlier because it added some thickness, but we don't have that currently available, so I didn't want to show it today. Okay. So here we go. So I've got this set up. You can see it's wanting to bounce around a little. There we go. All right. I'm going to run this through a couple of times. And it is giving me a little bit more resistance because I've got that extra piece of cardstock there. Let me do that again. I'm actually going to run it through 3 times. I apologize for my big hand on the screen. Okay. The paper, I've meant to, actually I have the paper pack right next to me. I forgot to show it to you. But the gingham cottage paper, it's beautiful. And I just wanted to show you how thick the pack is. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of quickly go through. So you can see like the darker green, the black and white. Then there's gray and white. Here's the mint macaron that we used. There's some pumpkin pie. Look at that one, Cindy. So really good patterns. The catalogs do not do it justice. There's the smoky slate or basic gray with the white, and then pink. Guess who's happy about that one? Black and gray. We've got some red. So like for year round, this is such good paper. Okay, and then we've got some lighter yellows and coral, and so lots of different colors in there. And there's 48 sheets, so it's a really good paper pack. Okay, so let me take this out. And then you're going to want to, I mean, you know what? You can just leave it as is. You don't even need to take out all the little bits if you don't want to. Some people find that very therapeutic. In the interest of time, I'm going to not do that, okay? So I'm going to take, actually, before I do that, I'm going to stamp some of the leaves. You know what? I'm going to finish both cards, friends, because I can. I should have stamped this first. I'm just taking these leaves and I'm just going to stamp them right onto the paper. This card was inspired by one in the holiday catalog. So in the back of the catalog where they show the bundles, they did this card with a yellow. It was a very fall looking card, and I just changed up the colors. That's it. Okay. Yeah, there's so many different colors in there. You know what? I have my little die brush. Let's see if it'll take these out easily. Maybe I'll take out a few bits. Yeah. Can you just imagine what my floor is going to look like after I swipe all of these bits off my desk? Okay. Let's just tuck it to the side here. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to use my liquid glue. I'm just kind of moving this in a different direction just so that it's not kind of sticking up. You could also use adhesive sheets if you have them. I'm just kind of like gently, it doesn't look gentle, but I'm just gently kind of moving my liquid glue tip back and forth just to kind of cover more surface area. You want to make sure that you kind of focus more on the edges just so that they're not sticking up. But that should be pretty good. And then I'm just going to stick it down. I'm going to put my clear block on top of it like that. While I'm doing that, I'm going to tie a bow with my linen thread. Just while we wait for that one. And then I'm going to actually color. I'm going to do a fast coloring job. Okay. So hang with me for a few more minutes. I promise we're almost done. I'm not even coloring the whole image. It's just one part of that image that I had stamped and die cut. So I'm going to keep these ones as they are, and I'm going to color this one here. So I'm going to start with my light fresh freesia. This is going to be like the fastest coloring job you ever did see. So I can't promise that it's going to be perfect. We can see there. I'm going in with my light fresh freesia. Normally I start with my dark and then blend out, but I'm just going to use my light and then I'm going to add in the dark on the lines on the flowers. You can leave a little bit of the white. It's no big deal. It's handmade. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do that, and then I will take my dark fresh freesia, just add a little bit of this color, and then I would normally go back in with my light and blend it all in, but in the interest of time, because I can't keep my little one away from Barbie too much longer, we have to drive so far. We're driving to Mississauga, which is, if you're familiar with Ontario and Markham, it's about 45 minutes away. So we kind of have to, and our admission time is 12:15. So we kind of have to be on the road by 11:15. And I have to fill gas, which I'm not excited about. It's so expensive. I remember when I was in university, I went to McMaster in Hamilton and gas was 47 cents. Okay, that was a really long time ago. I understand that, but like I still remember it. Okay, so that's that. And then we're going to color in the insides of these flowers. Oh, Shams, your daily drive, so far. Does it take you that same amount of time, 45 minutes? Okay, last one. Almost there. We're using some pink. Has that become my, do you all know me? Like, do you all associate me with pink yet? I feel like that's kind of a trademark thing for me now. Like when you think pink, you think, oh, Zara would love that because I talk about it so often. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just use my Stamp and Seal, and I'm going to start with this one here, fumbling around. I lied to you guys. I misled and said I wasn't going to do the whole card, but I did it. And then we will do this one here. Much longer. Oh, yikes. Okay, so we'll do this one here. Okay, and then we're gonna pop this one up on dimensionals. Are you guys seeing how the card's coming together? So simple, so pretty. A little bit of coloring, a little bit of die cutting. And I want to also just kind of say this here for those that watch this and are not yet card makers or would consider themselves beginners. I want to say here, because I know sometimes my cards do get a little bit more complicated or have more steps. I didn't start out making cards like this. I started out making really simple cards, and that's actually my jam. I tend to prefer more simple cards. But I want to just sort of be clear here that if it's something that you would like to start to do and start to learn, I'm always here to help walk you through on your journey. Okay, so I've had lots of people join my team or my crafting community that had never crafted before and are now familiar with the tools and all the things, so they can, make some, similar cards and that kind of thing. So I just want you to know that if it's something that's a kind of on your heart to learn, then I'm here to walk you through every step of the way. I think I'm a good teacher. I think being an occupational therapist has helped me with something called task analysis, where you break things down into smaller steps. So I really understand kind of where someone is at in the beginning of their journey and can kind of help you through. So I just want to kind of put that out there, that you're not alone. You don't have to feel like, you'd have to figure all of it out on your own. If it's something that you would love to learn, then get in touch with me and I can help you figure out kind of what's a good starting point and then just walk you through on your journey. Okay, almost done. Just need some embellishments and to clean up this mess. Oh my goodness, it's so messy. Okay, where did we do with those opal rounds? So we've got these ones here. And you know what? I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I did the fresh freesia ones on my first card, but these green ones here they're actually just jade, I think. Are they just jade? Yeah, they're just jade. Would go really nicely as well. So I'm going to use these. I haven't used the green ones yet, clearly. Just kind of doing a little cluster up here. And then I will do 2 down here. There we go. Oh, I kind of like the green on there. So those are the cards. Those are the Fond of Autumn cards. So remember, as I mentioned earlier, or if you're just jumping on now, we are using 2 stamp sets at Stamp Camp. One is called Fond of Autumn. The other is called Spruced Up. What did I do with my Spruced Up cards? So I've shown you 2 different cards today using each of those sets and just the different possibilities with them. Okay, these are not Stamp Camp cards, but these hopefully will give you a little bit of a sense of what the stamps look like, what we would be doing, the kinds of cards we would be making. So I hope that you guys liked them. I'm sorry, I'm just going to stop and read the comments. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate your comments. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Bernae. Thank you, Melissa. Yes, I loved the soft color. I really like soft colors. So if I were to pick a color collection in all of our color collection, subtles would be my thing for sure. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so here we go. Let me just look. Anything pink or hearts, Darlene? Yep, I see why we get along so well. Okay, let me just make sure I haven't missed anything. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have questions about Stamp Camp still, you can certainly message me, or if you're in touch with Jamie, you can message Jamie. We hope that you will join us. Today is the last day for Stamp Camp. I'm just going to quickly pop up that link again so you can see that. And then let me see if I can actually pop it in the comments as well. I think Jamie did that. So I'm just going to do that one more time and see if I can make it easier for you to click that link. Does it work? Yes. Okay. So there we go. The links are there. I hope that you will join us. We are really excited about it. It's going to be a blast. And I just want to thank you guys all for joining me today. And I hope you all have a lovely Sunday and a great rest of your week. And we will see you guys real soon. Bye for now.